Long ago, people loved water. In ancient Rome, everyone went to the public baths to relax and talk. But then the Roman Empire fell. The great pipes that carried water were broken. Years later, a terrible sickness arrived, the Black Death. It killed millions of people. Doctors at that time were scared. They tried to find out why people were getting sick. They believed that hot water opened pores in the skin. They thought disease entered through these tiny holes. Suddenly, water became the enemy. People thought a bath was a death sentence. Cities began to close all the bathhouses. The doors were locked for a long time. Even kings and queens stopped bathing. They stayed dry to stay safe. Instead of washing, they changed their clothes. They thought clean white linen would soak up the dirt. But there was a problem. People started to smell very, very bad. To hide the smell, they used lots of perfume and powder. This was the start of the Great Stink. For 200 years, water was rarely touched. People truly believed that water was a poison. They thought it made the heart weak and the skin thin. Instead of washing their skin, they put all their trust in white linen cloth. They thought the linen would suck the sweat and dirt out of the body like a sponge. Rich people changed their shirts many times a day. To them, this was the same as bathing. For the face and hands, they used a dry cloth. They just rubbed the skin until the dirt was gone. Since they didn't wash their hair, it became very greasy and heavy. To hide the dirty hair, people started wearing huge fake wigs. These wigs and heavy clothes became homes for tiny bugs like lice and fleas. Some kings only washed their hands and face once every few weeks. They carried nosegays, small bunches of flowers, to smell whenever they walked outside. Some people carried sponges soaked in vinegar to keep the bad air away. For 200 years, Europe was a place of beautiful clothes but very dirty bodies. Because people never washed, a layer of oil and dirt grew on their skin. They called this a crust. Doctors told people this dirt was good. They thought it blocked the bad air from entering the body. Life was very itchy. People used long sticks made of silver or wood to scratch their backs. To fight the bad smell, perfume makers became very rich. They made scents that were very strong. They used heavy smells like musk. These smells were so strong they could give you a headache. Outside was even worse. People threw trash and waste right onto the streets. People wore very high wooden shoes to keep their feet above the filth on the ground. Because everyone smelled bad, no one really noticed the stink anymore. It was normal. Washing clothes was hard work. They used lye and even old wine to try and get them white. Under the beautiful silk clothes, thousands of fleas were biting. They burned incense in their homes. They thought if the air smelled sweet, the disease would go away. But soon new ideas began to spread. People started to miss the feeling of water. Scientists began to look through microscopes. They discovered tiny living things called germs. They realized that dirt and germs made people sick, not the water. Doctors changed their minds. They started telling people that bathing was actually a way to save lives. Metal bathtubs became popular. People started heating water on the stove again. For the first time in 200 years, people felt the magic of warm water on their skin. Soap factories started making soap for everyone, not just the rich. People threw away their heavy, dirty wigs. They wanted to show off their clean, natural hair. Cities began to build new pipes to bring clean water directly into homes. Bathing became a daily habit. People realized that being clean felt better than being covered in perfume. Because of water and soap, the great diseases of the past began to disappear. Today, we find it strange that people stayed dirty for so long. History teaches us that even the smartest people can be wrong about something as simple as a bath.